Hey guys, I just thought I would make a video. I think most of you know me, but I thought I would make a video going over the syllabus. So if I go into the content area of the Illustration 2 course, I can download the syllabus. This will be open for you guys to view here pretty soon. So I'm just going to download the syllabus and open that up. So this is spring 2023. We're going to be meeting Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 a.m. to 10:50. Cowan Hall 112, that's the Mac Lab, the ground floor of Cowan Hall. You can text me if you need to get a hold of me. This is probably the fastest way to get a hold of me. And if it's the first time that you're texting me, just give me your first name. That helps a lot. Sometimes I don't know who's texting me unless they give me their name. You can email me at my edu address or in Brightspace. So the course description, it's basically, this course is designed to give students a greater understanding of the methods and processes used in digital illustration. So you'll demonstrate proficiency with the digital illustration software, which is Adobe Illustrator. That's basically like the industry standard for illustration and graphic design for the most part. There are other programs like Procreate or I think there's many other programs, but Illustrator is still probably the industry giant, if not the undisputed giant in the industry. So very important for you to learn Illustrator as a graphic designer. So that's why we have one course that covers that. It's a very deep program. There's a lot to learn. So that's why we're spending a full semester on this program alone. And we're going to be working on really fun, interesting projects throughout the semester. So that's something to look forward to as well. We're going to be doing a lot of classroom critiques. We're going to be doing a lot of feedback sessions. So you're going to be turning in your rough drafts, and then we will discuss those, how to make them, better design-wise, not only aesthetically, but also technically. We'll be talking about technical aspects of your design as well, and software-related issues with your design. We're going to talk about illustration vocabulary a little bit. That will come up, just in the process of this course. You'll learn some vocabulary that has to do with digital design. Digital illustration design. So you're going to plan, create, and print original illustrative compositions in this course, and you'll get used to that process. And you'll leave this course with a strong understanding of illustrated graphic production for print design, and then also a high level of skill in Adobe Illustrator. So these are the course materials. I would say a sketchbook is a great idea with no rules on the pages, obviously. That'd be for, maybe taking notes or also like thumbnails mostly. A personal computer is a great idea. Just make sure that it's powerful enough to run the Adobe software. If you're thinking about purchasing a computer, maybe talk to me about it first so that I can kind of help you out, pick one out that can run the software. Because if you don't buy one that's powerful enough, then you basically are just kind of wasting your money on your computer. So definitely double check to make sure you're getting something that can run the Adobe software well. And then a subscription to Adobe Illustrator for this course. You might want to just get the Adobe Creative Suite, the whole suite. That includes all of the programs. But you can also just get Adobe Illustrator too. So that's up to you to decide to do that. But if you're a student, you do get a discount, so that's nice. And it's a month-to-month basis, so you can cancel it at the end of class. You don't have to pay for it anymore. Of course, these are not required. They're just suggested materials. I know a lot of you work, so having a computer at your disposal and the software at your disposal is probably going to help your grade out a little bit. But if you're on campus a lot, you might as well just use the Mac Lab. It just kind of depends on your schedule. And so grades will be based on the following. We're going to be doing quite a few demos. I'm going to be doing the majority of them, but you guys will be doing a couple of them. Towards the end of the semester, you will be demoing several tools and techniques to your classmates and myself for a grade. But mostly it's going to be me demoing the software. Discussions, assignments, quizzes, anything extra that we have, that's going to be, that's 40% of your grade. Attendance is worth 10%, so that's important. Logo design project is 10%. Red Pants poster design project is worth 15%. Mural design project, 10%. Infographic design project, 15%. Letter grades, this is the basic grading scale. don't get a D because it's really not considered passing. As far as, you know, your required college credits, you have to get a C or higher on required classes. Student responsibilities, this is pretty basic, and we'll go over these a little bit more in detail, but show up to class on time and stay for the entirety of the class, especially if you have work to do. If you have, like, you know, something that you really have to go to one day every once in a while, like, just let me know ahead of time. Just try to be respectful of that. Definitely use class time to work on your projects. Don't just sit there. Like, I've had students in class and they always choose to work on their projects at home for some reason, even though they have class time where they could start working on the project, and then if they have a question on their specific project, they can actually ask me in class. But if you're not working on your project in class, then you don't get the opportunity to ask me questions. And that's a really efficient way to do well on your projects, is if you're asking me questions. I notice that students ask a lot of questions. They're the ones that do the best in the class. So definitely participate in class activities, discussions, critiques, feedback sessions. Ask questions if you have any. Those are great. I love it when students ask me questions. Projects make up a large percentage of your overall grade, so don't miss any projects because that will impact your grade quite a bit. Another thing to remember, printing your projects. Please take printing seriously. I've had a lot of students not show up to critique with their prints, or show up with like a black and white print when I ask for a color print, or show up with a print that's missing, oh, you know, the printer wasn't really working very well, and so I have a big streak down the middle of my print. Well, find a printer that is working well and print it off so that it looks nice for critique. Do not accept, you know, subpar prints. If that means you have to reprint it on a different printer, then that means you're going to have to do that. Definitely, if you're printing at the Media Reprographics in the library, make sure you get your files to the printer with around 48 hours ahead of time before we hold critique. That will give them enough time to get your print job done, and will give you enough time to pick it up and pay for it before we hold class critique, so that you're there on time with the correct print, with a professional looking print. You know, that's what we're going for here. Definitely print your project according to the directions listed on the project worksheet. And make sure your print is professional looking. Like I said before, if it doesn't print right, reprint it on a different printer and make sure it looks good. Because printing makes up a sizable percentage of your overall grade. And that means printing on time, printing correctly, having a professional looking print. Like I said, most projects could be printed at Media Reprographics in the MSU Northern Library. So yeah. Weekly schedule. This is, you know, kind of a rough schedule. This is the first time I'm teaching this class 3 days a week. Typically I used to teach it just Tuesday, Thursday, so it's going to be a little bit of a learning process for me, but I do have quite a few demos in here that I'm going to be doing, going over most of these things that I have here. These are almost like more for me than they are for you, probably. Just like reminders of what I want to go over. But, you know, for the most part, this is what we can expect to have demos on. You know, we start off with the logo design, then go into Red Ats Pants, then the mural design, and then the infographic project. We spend quite a bit of time on that. We have a first draft and a second draft on that one, instead of just one first draft, because all of these will have first drafts. But the infographic project actually has 2 drafts that we will go through. And just to make that project really shine, it is worth the most out of all of your projects, so we really want to get that one looking very professional, high quality design. And then the finals week, you will present a demo to the class. That's round 2, because we're going to do a student demo around week 11, and then we'll do a student demo around week 2. So that means student demo means that you will be demoing to the class different tools and techniques. So basically finals week, during finals, we'll have 2 hours where you guys can demo to the class for a grade, basically. So late assignments will be accepted. You have about 7 days after the due date, basically kind of a grace period where there will be no change to your grade, but every week that happens after that, your grade will automatically be cut down a letter grade. So after a week, you're really going to have this affect your grade. So definitely you have a grace period, but remember to get it in as soon as you can. And just remember, it becomes very inconvenient for me to grade late assignments, especially if everyone's late with their work. It's just hard for me to track everything down and remind everybody, and obviously I really want you guys to do well, so I'm always kind of hung up when people don't get things in. I'm always trying to track you down, and it just takes a lot of energy for me to do that. So it's really nice when I go in to grade an assignment and all the work's in, and so I really appreciate those students that are, take deadlines seriously and get their work in on time. I really appreciate when students do that. It makes it hard for me when you're late with your work, so definitely appreciate it when you get things in on time, and so try to do that. Attendance, obviously if you're sick, please stay home. With that being said, attendance for this class is important, especially if you are originally signed up for in-person instruction for this class. I'm going to have several online students in here, and they've prearranged that with me before they even started the class. I do have to say, like, in-person is going to be better than online, just because you get that individual time with me to ask me questions on your specific project, whereas the online students don't have that. So their work is probably not going to be as good as the students that are there, especially if you're taking advantage of that time that you have with me. Your projects are really going to excel and be better than if you were an online student. I'm not saying the online students won't do good work, but I'm just saying, like, being in class is important. So you can miss 6 classes, because we do meet 3 times a week without a change on your letter grade. But if you miss more than 3, you'll start to lose partial letter grades every absence. So, and I'm not going to distinguish between excused and unexcused. So just kind of think of it as leave time for a job, and use your time wisely. Plan ahead. Realize that if you're going on a trip, just factor that into your 6 absences. If there are genuine extenuating circumstances, like you have like a health problem, mental health, family emergency, just let me know, and exceptions can be considered. So here's my office hours: 2 to 3, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. My office is in Pershing Hall 105. I'm usually available in the Mac Lab after class as well. And you can also, the best way is just to text me and set up a time to meet if you need to meet with me or need help with something. After class is also a really good time, and even sometimes before class. I'm there a little early usually, so getting help before class is not a bad idea either. So academic integrity and misconduct code here, the accessibility statement. If you have concerns that you might have a disability, Jonna Antonich, she can help you. She can test you for different things that you think you might have. So she's a great person to contact. Her contact is here. Tutoring, if you need any kind of tutoring. And then Brightspace technical support. Jason and Brittany are great for that. They're great for that. So anyway, that's pretty much the course in a nutshell. There are probably some changes that will be made, throughout the course of the class, but for the most part, this is what we're going to try and stick to. It usually changes a little bit from year to year, but definitely something to follow. And I look forward to seeing you guys soon, and talk to you later.